appreciate you hanging out with us on the CHCH and Parrot Media platforms. Hey, our spotlight, the best in sports from Southern Ontario, and we also love to feature those athletes, coaches, executives, and broadcasters who made an impact in our community. Today, a player that was unequaled in terms of giving football fans around the country as many chills and thrills.
He believed in his ability to play as a receiver, but never really expected the level of success that he's had.
Evans down that far rail, looking deep. Wow! Catch! Oh, magnificent! Can you believe that catch?
You know, in the 10-season history of the Ticats at Hamilton Stadium, that catch and celebration was the loudest I personally have ever heard. Folks, you know him. We still love him. Number 16, Brandon Banks. Welcome to the Sportsline Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Speedy B, it's been a long time for crying out loud. First of all, you retired.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm retired. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't picture myself trying to play football again right now.
Well, I actually thought about you because I thought to myself, well, you know, Ian Wooden, senior, who's been, I think, maybe the best returner we've had since you retired.
He's playing real good.
He's really, really played well. And, you know, he's got a shoulder or arm injury. And I'm like, well, I don't think Brandon is retired yet. Officially,
well,
maybe.
I probably can go do about 2 or 3 plays. After the third one, I don't know what else I got for you.
Because you would be, what, near 30?
I'll be 38 this year.
38 this year. But you can still make a couple moves,
right? I learned a little bit. Yeah, I got a little bit, but I don't think I got what I used to have.
Yeah, well, what you had was really, really special. And,
I appreciate it.
You know, I recently saw you at the BC Lions game, Ticats at the Hamilton Stadium, and I said it to you off camera. The people still love you here in this place.
No, I appreciate it. I definitely felt the love. As soon as I walked in the stadium, I mean, as soon as we parked the car, I mean, people right away noticed me. So it's always love. I love Hamilton. You know, this is pretty much my home in Canada. Like I said, I love the community, and they just show me so much love. So I continue to come back and try to give back.
You know, when I look at your career, I think about that National Football League. You actually played, I mean, dressed for 41 games with the Washington Redskins, and especially as the way the NFL is and the way they sort of almost prioritize size. And I'm thinking height. For a guy that was 5'7", you hung around for a little bit, made some big plays, played with Santana Moss, who I know is a buddy of yours.
Yeah, that's my OG. Like I was just blessed. And I always tell my friends, I think I was a little ahead of the time. Because think about if I was coming out now, they wouldn't be thinking about the height and size. You know, guys like Tyreek Hill, other guys came out like that. But obviously he made a good choice and came to Canada and made the best of it.
Well, and that's what I want to ask you about, because that transition for many and the story of going from a place, I don't know. I mean, you tell me, had you ever heard of Canada? Had you heard of Hamilton? Had you know about the CFL? Can you tell me how that moved from Washington when I guess your NFL options exhausted itself and you still wanted to play football? So how did that all happen?
Man, I remember I got the first call. It was early in the year. I got it from Ken Austin at the time and Sean Berkey. I kind of denied it. I was obviously waiting on the opportunity. But I knew about Canada football, like Rocky Ishmael. I knew who Warren Moon was. I knew like the history of Doug Flutie and things like that. And I also had Manny Arsenal. He was actually with the Redskins for a couple of weeks, and I remember him coming here and playing real well. So obviously I was following the game a little bit. Then obviously, like you said, the options exhausted out in the NFL. And then obviously I got that call back again from Ken Austin. So I came up and tried it out. Obviously that was the year I think Hamilton was playing in Guelph, and the stadium wasn't built yet. So it was a weird transition when I first got here, but what made it smooth for me, we went to the Grey Cup my first year, so I experienced the Grey Cup and what winning was about, right? So I got a little taste of that, and I got a little hungry, and then the rest is history.
I mean, and someone like yourself with your size and your incredible speed, especially at that period of time, the big field, I mean, did you? Woo?
Well, I use it as my advantage. Obviously, you know, the rules is different from NFL to CFL, so they kind of, you know, minimize me in the NFL. But CFL, they had the halo rule with punt return, so all punt returns, you know, is returnable. And then, like you said, the size of the field. I mean, I just use that to my advantage. Obviously, I was a speed guy. I'm a space guy. I don't like being hit, or you know, I can't afford to be hit to be honest. But I just used it to my advantage, and it worked out pretty well. And the game of CFL suited me so well, so it made the transition real smooth.
Yeah, that Guelph season. That was unbelievable. You go from playing at the beauties of Washington and was it FedEx Field at the time?
It was FedEx Field.
FedEx Field, and you're playing at Guelph University
in the rain with 30 miles an hour wind. It was a different experience, but like I said, the coaching staff, the organization made it smooth for me. Like I said, we was winning at the same time. Obviously, the Grey Cup didn't go as we wanted. It was the coldest game I ever played in my life. But like I said, I got a taste of the CFL, and I wanted more. So the next year and the years after that was fun for me.
So can you tell me, what was the coldest game?
It's between, that was the coldest game, the 2013 SAS Grey Cup. I remember watching teammates get frostbites on their hands and stuff like that. That was the coldest game I ever been a part of. Then I think the Winnipeg Grey Cup, that probably was the second one.
Right.
But that SAS Grey Cup in 2012 or 13, one of them, it was the coldest I ever seen.
Yeah, it was, and that was a big concern about that Grey Cup. What was about the cold in Regina that for that year? What was that like for you? Because now you got used to Hamilton, but you're also going to these other CFL cities, and you're kind of seeing Canada from maybe a different eye.
I mean, I was loving it. I started loving the culture. I mean, going to Montreal was shocking for me because nobody spoke English. I mean, you was going to a restaurant, you just hear the accents, the French. I mean, it was cool for me. I love experiencing new things and seeing new things. Obviously, the Vancouver trip is always the funnest trip. Just going to these different cities and seeing how people live different. It was a nice experience. I love culture. I love learning new things and just seeing, obviously, going like to Winnipeg and the Regina. I mean, that was like, I don't know, it was pretty cold and there's nothing to do. So it was just learning how people live different and they enjoy life different. You know what I'm saying?
I think 2015 you win the most outstanding player of the award for the Canadian Football League you in terms of special teams. Did you feel like, okay, look, I have a good handle on this game at this point, 2015?
Right. I think it was Coach Rombo at the time. I remember him bringing me in after the 2014 year and just telling me that pretty much I can, do some special things on the special teams with returning. And it just, like I said, like we were speaking before, the return game just suits my style of play real well. And it was just every time I got the opportunity to return the ball, it was just get some good yards and turning the field, obviously scoring a couple of touchdowns. And obviously we had a good team that was really into really blocking for me. I remember like the special teams meeting with Coach Rombach was always fun. We had a good chemistry that year, and I remember I was making some good returns that year.
Because you were returning kicks, you were returning punts. If memory serves me correct, you're the first person in CFL history to return a missed convert for 2 points.
Yep.
Like Brandon Banks is on the map.
Right. It was definitely, like I said, it was just a fun time. I mean, the way the Hamilton Ticats prior to special teams unit and the guys they brought in to help me, I mean, it was just that time of period. It just felt like I couldn't be touched on every return. I mean, we had guys like Simone on the return team when he's a starter defensive linebacker. So, I mean, it was guys out there really trying to play and really, block for me and making things happen. So it wasn't just me by myself.
At that point, and we're not going to go that far, but at that point, had you had a memory? Like, was there a game or was there a return that you're like, yeah?
I mean, obviously, everybody know the Grey Cup one. Right. They called back when we 2015, I think it was.
Yeah,
and I thought
BC against Calgary.
Right. I thought we won a Grey Cup for the city of Hamilton. It was like the most let down feeling ever. I mean, that was pretty much like the best feeling in the world, just returning that punt, knowing that you kind of won a championship. But that's the one that really stick out the most. And obviously the two Montreal returns the weeks before that, it was just a different feeling that day.
Really was. 2017 was kind of a weird season. As you said, the Tiger Cats had gone to some Grey Cups, and you started out 0-8.
That was the 0-8 season, yeah.
0-8, just things weren't good. And Zach, I mean, amazing. He's playing at the level that he's playing at, for the last couple of years. But he wasn't any good. And then Kent kind of gets pushed out a little bit.
Oh, yeah, June Jones
comes in, and he makes this move from strictly a returner to receiver. How did this all happen?
I remember, I think we was playing in Edmonton, and June Jones was just walked in the locker room, and everybody was like, what's going on? I mean, Masoli knew who he was. He had a good relationship with him, and then that's when the whistle started going on. He's going to be the next coach. I think we played in a game in Edmonton, and I think we got home late that night after the game, and I remember getting a text He said, can you come see me tomorrow at 9 a.m.? So I don't know what it means. We losing. I ain't know what was going on. He brought me in, pretty much told me that I'm going to be the number one wide receiver. So pretty much focus and do what you need to do for that opportunity and take advantage of the opportunity. And that's all I ever wanted at wide receiver was an opportunity. And he gave me the full opportunity, and I took advantage of it.
And that was also coincided with a quarterback move, too.
Right.
That was the beginning of Jeremiah Masoli's
right.
run as a Ticat quarterback,
right.
too. And Zach kind of got pushed to the side a little bit and kind of started his sort of spiral to going to other places,
right.
which is unbelievable. It's funny because, to me, I think about it, and you said it earlier. You're a guy who didn't like getting hit.
Oh, no, I can't afford to get
but
hit.
But you know, as a wide receiver, there's going to be sometimes you're running short crossers
exactly.
or little hooks and passes. You're going to get popped.
Right, exactly.
Right? And what about that transition?
Just my off-season training changed. Obviously, I try to build myself up a little bit more. Obviously, my mentality changed a little bit more. I knew I was going to get hit a little bit more. The treatment, the way I treated my body changed a little bit more. That's pretty much where the change in for me being more professional with my body. I was getting the massages, the ice baths. I hate ice. I hate being cold, anything being cold. So I started taking ice baths and doing things like that. I just prepared myself as a professional to be a full-time wide receiver. And then obviously I had Masoli. And the transition was just smooth, and obviously we just made some plays. And I'm lucky as a football player because I didn't take too many big hits over my career.
What was your favorite pattern?
Favorite pattern is just obviously the go ball. The go ball.
I knew you'd say that. 2019 so special though.
Oh yeah.
2019 becomes just crazy what's going on here. The team's winning. Brandon Banks is catching touchdown passes. You're dominating, and you have Addison on the other side, who was an outstanding receiver as well too. I know 2019 didn't end the way any of us thought it would be with that Grey Cup loss to Winnipeg and Calgary. But boy, 15-3, most in franchise record, and basically you're running well. That must have been a fun year.
That was definitely a fun year. I mean, the offense was just rolling. I mean, the whole team was rolling. I mean, Coach O had us rolling. I mean, was that his first year coaching? I think
that would have been, yes.
I think it was his first year coaching. He just had us rolling. I mean, I don't know what we had the right guys. Like you said, we had Braylon in the building. We kind of offset each other very, very well that season. Tommy was dialing it up. We had a good chemistry going, and Masoli was playing real well. Obviously, I think Dane came in.
It was like you guys. I think Dane and Masoli went back and forth a couple of times.
Right. I mean, that's like I said, that's credit to the coaches and the organization, what they built and the team chemistry that we had. It was just next man up, and they was putting up the same kind of numbers each other was putting up. And like I said, Braylon was playing very, very well. I mean, he was pretty much the Swiss Army knife. He was actually running the ball, catching the ball. So that team, I think that was one of the best teams I was being on as far as my career in Canada. But yeah, I mean, that's kudos to the team. I mean, obviously I had the stats and the numbers, but obviously I needed Masoli to throw the ball, or Dane to throw the ball, and Braylon to open up the middle for me, or me open up the middle for him. But yeah, that was a great year for me.
Can you explain to me and our viewers and listeners, I'm always interested in this, as a high-level athlete, especially at that point when you're at your peak, what's your confidence level like at this point?
Man. If anybody know me, y'all know I'm kind of, I got little man syndrome a little bit. So at that point, I mean, I just felt like couldn't nobody stop me at all. I mean, every week I feel like, I think I had like 7 or 8 straight games I went over 100 yards. And that little stretch, I just felt so untouchable. I mean, the kind of plays that Tommy was drawing up, it just had me open for for success, and I was just in space and able to do what I wanted to do. It'd be so explosive, and it's just how I explain it's like pretty much how Kobe probably felt when he was scoring 81 points. It just felt like you just can't be stopped, you can't miss. I mean, that year it was just I felt good. I mean, it was like you said, it was my peak year. And it just felt great.
It was so fun to watch, and it was so fun to watch. And as I said, unfortunately, it ended with that. You got hurt in that. I think in the second quarter in that game. And before we move off from 2019, and you brought his name up. Now no longer the head coach, but the president of football operations. But what was it like playing for Coach O?
He's the person that means the most to me in Canada. I mean, I got a lot of friends and relationship, but he checks on me still. I mean, send me messages and things like that. Coach O was everything that I kind of needed, because it kind of somebody I can go and talk to about anything. I mean, I've talked to him about a lot. We have a lot of conversations. So I built a real strong relationship with him. So when he was appointed head coach, I was all for it. I loved it. And obviously the mentality that he brought, like when he was defensive coordinator, like the way he would run his meetings, the way he would talk to the players and things like that, I just loved that so much. I was in his meetings some of the times. And from that point on, I just knew that anything he said, I would, listen and take in. So I love Coach O. I love his family, I love his wife, his daughters, and everything. And he just means the most to me in Canada.
I'll never forget going back a couple years prior to that, the year he left for Fresno State.
Right.
Remember, he was the defensive coordinator.
Yep.
And I went down working with CHCH and, interviewing you guys. I can't remember. I've been doing television for over 30 years now. I don't think I've ever interviewed professional players where a coach leaves and tears.
Right.
Guys are openly emotional about losing their defensive coordinator.
Coach O is a people's person. He care about football, but that's the last thing. He care about connecting with you as a person, understanding you as a person. So then he know how to teach you and lead you. So that's why I like him. He know you. He learns you and understands you. He always understood me. If I had an issue back at home, I could go talk to him anytime.
And you had a couple of things that kind of didn't go your way,
exactly.
or with the organization, and you're looking for a contract. Like, there was some stuff going on at times.
Exactly. I mean, he was always there. I mean, of course, Sean Berkey was too. Don't let me discredit Sean Berkey. I mean, I always send him a great text. But like you said, Coach O was a great football coach. He's one of the best coaches I ever played for. He's a good motivator.
The weirdest thing happened in 2022. And it's only a couple of guys that this has ever happened to that had the status that you had. It happened to Mike Morreale, who receiver as well too. Mike O'Shea, as you know, who's a head coach with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, but was an outstanding linebacker and special teams player for the Tiger Cats. You make the move to the double blue. You went to the Argonauts. First of all, what happened with the Tiger Cats, and how on earth did you end up in Toronto?
Well, Tiger Cats was just trying to go younger. I think they was trying to go younger, and I understood that. Obviously, it's a business, and I understood because obviously I wasn't going to do the pay cut thing anymore. So I understood it.
Did you feel betrayed in a way?
At first I did, but then again, I had to understand it's a business. And then the guy had Tim White coming in who was playing good, who was a good athlete. So I understand. Like, obviously, like I said, it's a business. So I understood. But obviously, I thought I did enough here to go out on my own time and retire here. But obviously, I understood it was a business. And like I said, the organization did so much for me, I couldn't feel any type of way. So I just, life goes on. You got to, man up and figure it out the next move. And then obviously I had a great relationship with Pinball Cleanings. So that's how all that happened. I mean,
this hurts me to see. This kills me. This kills Tiger Cat fans. And you let everybody know, too, including the TSN guys.
Right. We had a great conversation before that game, and I had to let them know that whatever I said, I'm going to back up.
It was shocking that this happened.
Right.
And if I remember correctly, I can't remember if it was Labor Day or not. But
it definitely was a Labor Day game. So I always say I'm undefeated as a Labor Day guy. I never lost on Labor Day, and I've been on both sides.
What was the fan reaction like that day? It had to have been mixed.
It was mixed. Obviously, you know how Hamilton fans are so passionate. So if I was a fan too, I would boo him too. So I understand. I wouldn't say I deserved it, but I'm an opponent coming in, right? I understand. At the end of the day, Hamilton got one of the most passionate fan bases, so they're gonna ride with their team no matter what. So I understood, but obviously I'm not gonna lie like I didn't hear the appreciation, the claps as well. A lot of people in the stands still have my jersey on. So it was fun. It was a fun experience. I mean, it was weird, but I'm glad the outcome came how it came.
Well, the funny thing was, and it's crazy, and it's so strange how sometimes when you look at people's careers and the ups and downs and the career paths that you follow and the things that happen in between there. And after I correct me if I think it was 4 missed Grey Cups with the Tiger Cats.
Yep.
You win one with the Argonauts.
Hey, man,
like, go figure.
Man, obviously, if I can write my perfect story, obviously I won it with the Ticats. But as a selfish individual, it's satisfying for me because I never won a championship in my favorite sport at all, football.
Never?
Never. I've been in Pop Warner, and I went to the championships, and I got close in the state championships. And then, like, just never won it. But I won in track, I won in basketball and everything but football. So as a career, for me, it's satisfying for me. And obviously, it was the last year I played football. So I felt like I went out on top a little bit. And it was obviously the only reason I was still playing. I don't think I have too much to prove, but to try to win a Grey Cup. Mm-hmm. I won every other award, won a lot of games, had great teams, got great friends in the CFL now. So I didn't have nothing else to prove but to win because I was 0 for like 4.
Right. So I don't know if it's kind of the end, or at least what we didn't know anyone in the CFL what was next for Brandon Banks. You leave the Argonauts and like the door was was the door open for you to come back with the Ticats? I know you guys did kind of mend fences. There was there was a press release and all that and a mutual parting of the ways. I don't know. You know, but what was happening then?
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it, but like I said, I just felt like I ain't have nothing else to prove, and I went out on top. I just wanted to, end it right there with a Grey Cup ring. So I was happy. I was satisfied. And also, it was the transition of my son moving to North Carolina and going to a certain school. So it was like the timing for me was just, I was satisfied. I was happy for the type of career that I had, and the timing was right for me.
You know, when we put up, look at this. Look at these stats. Like, look at these things that you accomplished. And these are just with the Tiger Cats. 2019 CFL MOP, 4-time CFL All-Star, just 111 games with the Tiger Cats. When that's a lifetime in itself. 422 receptions, 5,678 yards, 44 touchdowns. And that is a receiver. And like you only played half your career as a receiver.
Right.
You're also the franchise leader in kickoff returns, punt return yards, missed field goal return yards. If you put it all together, it's 7,601 and 14 special teams TDs. Like, I'm going to ask, like, when you look at that board and you see young Brandon Banks, right? Like, does it amaze you what you did?
It did, but I just be like, sheesh, I just wish I played receiver my whole career. But no, it's definitely amazing to be up there with the greats of Ticat history and CFL history. I mean, it's definitely an honor to be in them conversations, and it's like, it happened so fast. It's like, I really did. I don't even realize I did 44 touchdowns. It don't seem like it, but it's like, wow, what about the ones that got called back? But no, it's definitely an honor. It's definitely surprising to me, and when you sit back and look at it, like, wow, I did that.
I hope, and again, I have no influence on this, and I'm going to say this openly as a guy that followed your career. I hope you get up on that wall of honor.
Oh no, I appreciate
mean, that. You know, that's the best of the best.
I appreciate
and
that.
I say that not only because of the statistical story, but the unbelievable chills, as I said off the top, the thrills you provided with us. Like, I mean. And the story is, I mean, again, because of your size.
Right,
I mean,
right.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this question point blank right now. At your peak, what were you weighing?
156.
156.
That's the most I ever weighed.
156 pounds.
At my peak. And I felt fat.
Really?
Yeah, but I felt slow, so I went to one off season. I went to Florida and went to a specialist, obviously, because they were trying to bulk me up to be at 165, and then I was doing all like the protein shakes and trying to eat right. I got to 160 and I felt so fat. I was slower and nothing. So they pretty much sent me back home and said he needs to be 150, and that's it.
Amazing.
That's how he's gonna be at his full potential as an athlete.
You're running by guys my size, right? You're playing on the football field with big hogs, hogs, and like running through. Like, I mean, it's amazing that you virtually. I know you had some nicks and knocks.
Right.
You virtually did it all injury free.
Right.
Amazing.
Thank you.
You take all of what you've learned. And everything you've put together, the experience, the ups and downs, the experience of learning to be coached, And now it's going to turn around full circle. And you're going to try and give that opportunity and that knowledge to other young kids.
Of course.
What's your plans now?
Now I'm just back in the community. I'm trying to do personal training with kids. I also want to put a couple camps together. I'm just waiting for a couple of spots to approve me being there. Right now, it's at Ancaster High School. I went to Cathedral yesterday. I'll probably do some volunteering coaching this season with them. Met a couple of cool guys up there that's, got some things going on. So I'm just trying to get in the community and get some relationships built. I want to get back to the community, give the game back that I've been taught all my life back to the kids here, because I think the kids in Hamilton need something to bring the football community, give some awareness to it a little bit more and bring some more skill to it. I just want to teach them what I've been taught. And like I said, just be around. Obviously, a lot of these kids, grew up watching me play and was at the games. I met a kid that we went through Cathedral, and he said he'd been a season ticket holder. His family was a season ticket holder, and he'd been going to the games since he was 4. Now he's getting ready to go to high school, and he remember all the games. And it was just a good feeling to hear that and just to be there, giving a positive influence to the kids.
And I guess you could, because you had natural skill, and right, you cannot erase the natural skill aspect of it.
Right.
But how do you feel you would be as a teacher?
I think I'd be great. I'm great with kids. I was doing it back home as well. I was getting a lot of requests back here in Hamilton from a lot of fans and families and coaches and businesses. So I said, just let me go up here. I think I'll make a bigger impact in Hamilton than I will back at home. I got a lot of love here, a lot of support here. So I came back and relocated here to do so. So I think me as a teacher, everything that I was taught and the things that I went through, I think I've been through everything you can possibly go through as an athlete. My story isn't traditional. I wasn't highly ranked coming out of high school. I went the JUCO route. Then I ended up in the NFL as the lightest guy I ever played. So I beat a lot of obstacles, and then also I learned a lot. I've been around a lot of important people. Like you said, I learned a lot from Santana Moss. Then I come to Canada, and then I can learn from Coach O. So that's a lot of different avenues. I learned from a lot of different people, and I think I could put all that in one and give it to a kid that needed it in Hamilton or the surrounding areas.
It's true. You never. Now that you say it, it just makes me think about what you have learned, and every one of us.
Right.
When we get to, and I even think of myself, and who I don't copy, but you take a little bit from everybody,
everyone,
right? And to this day, Kent Austin, one of the great offensive minds. He's quarterbacks coach at Auburn right now. Right. And as you well know, Auburn's not this tiny school.
No, it's definitely a big-time school.
That's a big-time school, but he was a great quarterback, and he was a very big offensive mind. Tommy Condell as well, too, as you talk about now with the Ottawa Red Blacks offensive coordinator. June Jones was unbelievable.
With June Jones.
Just the incredible offensive minds that you've learned from.
And speaking of that, sorry to cut you off, but speaking of that, I had a little 7-on-7 team back at home. I used June Jones' whole offense.
Really?
The entire offense.
Well, it was predicated. I remember talking to him about it, off camera on it, where he was like, when first of all, he talked about, he wasn't trying to slam Kent, but he was like, it just didn't make sense to me. How could you not have this guy? He goes, and everywhere he went, and especially he had a long career at Hawaii as well too. You look at the numbers that the quarterback and the wide receivers had in his years as a head coach and offensive coordinator.
Putting up numbers. I've seen it work for itself.
People were winning Heismans,
right? Exactly.
Or at least getting nominated for Heismans, right?
Exactly,
obviously he knew what he was talking about, and it's great that you've soaked up all that. Some people take it for granted, right? And that you've taken that, and you're going to be able to turn that into teaching young ones as well too about the Canadian Football League, where it kind of is all offense,
right? Exactly, and that's why I think I strive at making big plays and the waggle and stuff like that. Just teach them the little ounces. For instance, I was at a kid teaching just the stance of wide receiver, and he went right out and changed his whole stance, and he looked like a completely different person. It's just little stuff like that. People are not taking the time to teach the kids. Not saying in Hamilton, but it's around the world.
Well,
everything is YouTube now, and
but not every program, the high school program, has someone, and this is what's great about what you're doing here, to have an opportunity of someone who the kids, because you know how they are nowadays.
Right.
Some of them, even if they haven't even heard of you, they just go
Right.
straight to YouTube.
Exactly.
Right? And if they go type in Brandon Banks.
They're going to see some. They're going to see some.
Exactly.
But nah,
you know what? Give me your stance right now. Give me your stance right now. Give me your stance right now.
I can play now. Don't get it twisted. I can still do a little something. I got a little something left in it. But no, it's just giving game and just learning the correct way of playing football. And like I said, I'm doing the personal training. I got 2 clients right now, just teaching them the proper way of running. Kids don't know the proper way of running. Just straight arm. People don't run with their arm. They don't know to use their arms.
Right.
Just simple techniques and stuff like that. And I just, like I said, I just want to give back and make people, reach their full potential.
How can people get in contact with you?
Instagram, any social media. Just send me a DM. I answer
You
right
love
away.
the social media.
I love it because I love interacting with people.
Yeah.
A lot of people think I'll be up there, jibber jabbering. Sometimes I do, but I really just love interacting with people.
You do a great job of it.
I appreciate it.
It was wonderful watching you on the football field,
Thank you.
Brandon. As I said, I hope to see you up on the Wall of Honor one day.
I appreciate that.
And I'll say this. I'll just take this on behalf of Hamilton football fans. I do have a little bit of knowledge of this, being around a little bit. We love watching you do your thing.
Nah, I appreciate it.
It was so fun.
That was fun playing. With the Canadian game, it's different. It's fun. It's definitely fun. It brings you, it has you thinking fast, a faster paced game. So that 2 down, it was just something that I love, and it was like a challenge for me at the same time. And like you said, once I got to being that receiver, it was just, the Canadian game was just so fun to me.
Sometimes it's just meant to be.
Right.
Tiger Cats and you were certainly meant to be. Thanks for joining us, Brandon.
Thanks for having me. Thank you so much.
Good luck with the school. Anything you need from us, we're always here.
Thank you.
You want to update us? My
Definitely
email
will.
and whether your contact or just hit me up on the IG or
the Twitter.
Yeah, the Twitter. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, man. Thanks for
again.
having me. Thank you for helping me with the promotion. And like I said, Speedy B training on the way. Y'all can contact me any my DMs on any social media platforms, and I'll be happy to, assist anything anybody need help with.
Thanks again, Purdy.
I appreciate it.
All right, that's your Sportsline podcast for the day. And as you've just seen and heard, we love talking sports. We love talking to Speedy B. If you do know of an athlete, team, or event to promote, we do want to hear from you. If you have enjoyed this podcast, be sure to hit that 5-star thumbs up and like and subscribe button. And a reminder, be sure to check out all the other content we have on Parrot Media Morning Live. We have select stories from the news at 6. Of course, Sportsline is there. Hey, for the good people that make the Sportsline podcast possible, thank you so very much. And we'll see you real soon.